The inspirational leader gives people interesting work. And why would you not give them interesting work? It's better for them, it's better for you, everybody gains. So how can we get this to happen more than it does at the moment? And the first thing is training people. You must never think, well, they're not capable of doing interesting work because they don't know how. So training people absolutely is key. And you might want to even give them a learning pathway. So you say that eventually you're going to be able to do this, but these are the stages of what you're going to learn on the way to get there, so they can see some route through. And then you give people challenges. So if somebody's skill level is at 6, they can't go straight to 10, but you just start giving them jobs at 7. And you don't give them every job at 7 because that's too hard work. That's going to wear them out. If they're at 6, give them mostly 6s, a few 5s that are nice and easy, but the occasional 7. So they gradually move up and they become 6 and 7. Then you can start giving them 8s. So you just keep moving them up by giving them challenges. Another way you can do this is job rotation as well. And I know that in factories, they quite often move people around even every hour or two. In food factories, they move around to a different job just to keep the work interesting. But I'm thinking in the bigger picture than that, you could get people to work with other people. So somebody could go out with a salesperson on sales visits occasionally and learn about that, because maybe one day they'll be a great salesperson as well. You might find they've got an aptitude, but even if they never go into sales, at least they understand what it's like for the salespeople. So I think moving people around and letting them try, giving them perhaps a secondment for a week in another department. I know that costs money, but it's quite motivational because they're always learning and they can apply what they learn back into their own job. I think it's also a good idea to have a skills matrix. So you think, what are all the skills we want people to have in this area? And then what are all the names? And then you can just tick who's good at what, or even have scores for the level of skill in each area. And then you can make sure that each person is moving their skills up, but also that a particular skill is covered by more than one person. So it'd be interesting to draw up a skills matrix. It's quite a good exercise even just to think, what are the skills that we need in this department? So skills matrix. 2 other things. Delegating some of your work to other people is a great way to give them more interesting work, and it saves you time, so everybody wins. So it'd be interesting to think, what parts of my job could I delegate? And perhaps if I was away, if I was ill, off sick or injured or something, who would do those things? And whoever would have to step up and somehow cope, give it to them. Maybe give them some training if necessary, or give it to them and help them, coach them, work with them, but start delegating chunks of your work out to people. And finally, let them suggest what they would like to learn. Let them suggest new challenges that they would like to go for. So if you say to somebody, I'd like you to learn something new this year, what would you like it to be? Who knows what they're going to say? It might take you by surprise. And of course, this is part of the appraisal process that you should be doing anyway. Every good company does appraisals or personal development reviews or whatever you want to call them. One-to-ones, they're sometimes called. But if you don't have a formal system, at least sit down with each person and say, where do you want it to go next? What would you like to learn about? What would be the next level up for you? And then you can help them to get there. So there are some ideas there. Have a look at the list. I'll make it a downloadable list for you so you can download it and use that. And just review the people I've got. Are they being given interesting work? And also, what can I do generally in order to give out more interesting work to my team?